Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. The most important news today starts with King Edward Medical College, which has now turned into a medical university, and our very dear, talented and passionate DG ISPR has arrived there. Yes, the DG ISPR gave a lecture about the recent clash between India and Pakistan. He made the students chant slogans, and the blood of the doctors was stirred. As you know, the entire lecture had a political as well as a military focus. On the military side, the focus was on how we defeated India, how we became number one, and alongside that, a bit of political touch was added. There was also discussion about social media. We spoke with some students of King Edward, who mentioned that during this event, they had released some tickers late. The event itself happened earlier, but this news was released today in the afternoon. When Dunya TV broke it, we made contact with King Edward and found out what had happened there. However, the students were not allowed to ask questions openly. Everything was very controlled, and within this controlled environment, DG ISPR delivered his speech. It's also worth noting that this is the same college that had expelled Maryam Nawaz due to incompetence. I don't know if this is a revenge of that incident or if there's another reason why DG ISPR visited this college. King Edward Medical College is one of Pakistan's top institutions. The students, whose primary focus is medical education, contribute to the country's honour worldwide. I am at a loss as to why their time is being wasted with such emotional or agenda-driven lectures. But when we heard this transmission on Dunya TV, the tickers released by ISPR were very interesting. These tickers mentioned that DG ISPR talked about the operational clash and how Pakistan had achieved success. And of course there was also a political side to it, as well as a segment on social media, and the students' reactions were also covered. It was mentioned on TV that the students and professors expressed interest in having DG ISPR visit again. As I told you before, DG ISPR's personality is such that he has an impact and his speeches are very effective. So I believe the students must have become his fans. That's why they expressed their desire for DG ISPR to keep visiting. Now let's see. After this invitation, DG ISPR may not take things too seriously and may start delivering a lecture every week at King Edward Medical University. It was mentioned that the students and faculty expressed this desire, and it might happen. I told you earlier that DG ISPR is very impactful in his speeches, but I wonder why this press release was issued in such a manner. Perhaps there's something behind it that we don't know. But at least I couldn't understand the purpose of issuing a press release after just a 60 paisa reduction in the dollar rate. Such minor fluctuations are part of the daily currency adjustment. Next news. A sad incident in Islamabad. A retired army colonel and his daughter drowned in a drain during the recent floods. You may remember that their car got swept away by the rainwater. After about 50 to 60 hours, their bodies were found near the river. Initially, the body of the colonel was recovered, followed by the daughter's body. It's a tragic incident. We've discussed this in detail, highlighting how DHA, the Defence Housing Authority, made illegal constructions and failed to properly protect the drains. If proper safety measures had been in place, the colonel and his daughter would have been alive today. As Captain Imran Durrani had mentioned, there needs to be accountability for such actions. If proper accountability were in place, the colonel and his daughter could have been saved. Unfortunately, there will be no accountability in this case. A rather interesting update. Boston Khan, the president of the Foreign Exchange-Related Companies Union, had a meeting with DG ISI Faisal Nasir. In that meeting, Faisal Nasir inquired about the sudden rise in the dollar exchange rate in Pakistan. Boston Khan explained that currency smuggling is taking place and the dollar is being sold in the black market. Following this, DG ISI took strict action, and the rate of the dollar in the open market decreased by 60 paisa. Now, I am surprised by this. The press release issued seems a bit overdone because a mere 60 paisa reduction doesn't justify such an announcement. The rate of currency changes every day, and 60 paisa is not a big deal in the context of currency fluctuations. Boston Khan can't be blamed for issuing this press release on his own because he mentioned Faisal Nasir's name in it, indicating that the meeting took place. However, it's hard for me to understand the purpose of releasing such information unless there's something more to it that we don't know. Next news. Another important development regarding a meeting between business leaders and the army chief. We had mentioned this meeting in detail earlier. During this meeting, SM Tanveer, a business leader, congratulated the army chief on becoming field marshal and winning the war. The meeting lasted for 2.5 hours, and although it was initially expected to be short, it extended. Some people mentioned that the army chief treated them to a very nice meal. They also mentioned that after centuries, such a great person has emerged, a reference to the army chief's leadership. Some people added that calling it centuries might be an exaggeration, but the meeting was very important. Next news from the past. A historical event unfolded when Pakistan launched a spectacular attack on Pathankot. Under the leadership of squadron leader Sajjad Haider, Pakistan's 8 aircraft carried out a successful attack. 9 Indian aircraft were destroyed in this assault, which was honestly completely unexpected for the Air Force commander. According to retired Brigadier Samir Bhutta, this was a major operation, and the attack was planned with remarkable precision. This moment stands out in history, and the bravery of squadron leader Sajjad Haider and his team was absolutely instrumental in making this attack successful. We are in fact talking about how our squadron leader, the late Sajjad Haider, shocked India and carried out an excellent attack in which 9 Indian aircraft were shot down. But you should also observe what our squadron leader, the late Sajjad Haider, who recently passed away, may Allah elevate his rank, had to face. In the last 2 to 3 years of his life, we saw what the enemy or the opposing army had to say about him. We also discussed Brigadier Samir Bhattacharya's statement, and I shared with you how our adversaries remember him in specific words. Now, look at how we treated him. Let's take a look at this video clip. This is Mr. SAO, a very close associate of Chaudhry Nizamuddin, and this SAO is treating our national hero in a certain way. Watch this. I am Air Commodore Sajjad Haider, that's why I'm speaking. Go away. Air Commodore, you should have some respect. What fires have you set? I have saved this country, saved this country. You set fires for Pakistan. Who set them? You guys did. I have saved this country. You've probably seen this video before, but today, as Brigadier Samir Bhattacharya's statement surfaced, we thought, why not show you how our opponent, retired Air Commodore Sajjad Haider, is remembered? Forget that. Let's see how we rewarded him, how we honoured him in front of everyone. Well, another piece of news that Moeed Nizami is breaking today is that in 2008, Indian Minister Kamal Nath openly said in a conversation with Pakistani journalists that until we drown RAW and ISI in the sea, the people of Pakistan and India cannot progress. Listen carefully. Moeed Nizami is saying that in 2008, Indian Minister Kamal Nath clearly stated that until RAW and ISI are drowned in the sea, the people of Pakistan and India will not progress. We were honestly shocked that how can a country's federal minister openly make such a statement about the intelligence agencies of a neighbouring country, namely RAW. I believe Moeed Nizami might be thinking that if we had made such a statement, we would have been put behind bars by now. And Kamal Nath is not facing any such consequences, and his political career continues without any hindrances. This is a difference that we now need to recognise, though we usually do not acknowledge such things. Moving on, Nusrat Javed has shed light on a point. He said that Shah Mahmood Qureshi, who was not even arrested for half an hour during Musharraf's martial law, spent 2 years in jail. To say that he has become part of the minus Imran Khan game would be a great injustice. Shah Mahmood Qureshi has spent 2 years in jail with great courage, and we should respect that. Nusrat Javed also pointed out the issue of Ahmed Chatha, who won the election in Wazirabad. He won by 60,000 votes, but during the May 9th incident, they falsely accused him of being present in multiple places simultaneously, such as Gujranwala, Mianwali, Lahore and Faisalabad. He said that when false cases are filed against people like this, who will trust the narrative of May 9th? No one will take these accusations seriously, nor will they respect them. Then there is an interesting update. A senior police officer who has recently retired contacted me today and shared a video of Mariam Baji that is now playing on the screen. He said that during his tenure, he and his juniors had filed cases against Sohail Shaukat Bhatt, who is now a minister, and his uncle Shafkat Bhatt, also known as Bagha Bhatt. These cases included murder, robbery and gang rape. He claimed that during his tenure as a senior officer, they had booked them in these cases and presented the challans in court. He added that these individuals were also involved in drug trafficking across the border and were accused of running narcotics from India as well. He found it ironic that now Mariam Baji has appointed Sohail Shaukat Bhatt to control drug trafficking. He laughed because he thought, If these individuals are now in charge of such operations, it would be the ultimate irony. Next, there's news that Thailand and Cambodia, neighbouring countries, have started a conflict over a temple issue. The International Court had ruled that the temple belongs to Cambodia, and both countries have been in continuous skirmishes for the last week. Reports say that both countries have killed each other's soldiers, and there have been rocket attacks and casualties on both sides. Additionally, it is believed that air forces might also be involved in these attacks. In a sad turn of events, Mariam Bai had planned to stop in Thailand for 2 days on her way to Japan. Now, it remains uncertain whether she will go there given the current situation. Let's pray that she is safe and able to travel smoothly. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.